Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about trust and customer satisfaction, customer goodwill, customer happiness, and how these things are all interrelated, and how you can build it up, and how you can squander it. So I'm going to start here with a quote that's been attributed to Warren Buffett, and I hope I'm getting this right. I may just be paraphrasing it, but it's something like, it takes 20 years to build up a reputation and 5 minutes to destroy it. Think about that. You work all your life to get yourself a good name. A name as someone who's reliable, a name as someone who can be trusted, a name as someone who can get something done. And then you make one mistake, and it's gone. Now, from that, I'm going to tell a secondhand story. And I guess it's not so much a story as it is like a lesson to be learned. This is comes from the independent film community. I don't remember who said this. This was like 10 years ago. This was back when I was working on a script for a horror movie. I never finished it because I realized, I'd never get the budget to make it. But I was gonna have my buddy and former bandmate like direct it because horror's his jam. He didn't know that though, because I didn't tell him because I never finished the script. I was gonna just like present it as a fait accompli and be like, "Yo, dude, check this out." We never got there. So anyway, stepping back, with the way it goes is, uh, you spend a lot of time working in your local area, working on independent films. Whether you're like the Grip or the Best Boy, or a caterer, whatever it is. And everybody in that area knows you can always get steady work. It may not pay a lot. It may not be great. It may not be a big break, but it's work. And as they always said when I was still in the theater, work is work. Work is work. It's absolutely work. If you can get work, great. And so you can, as long as you keep going, as long as you meet your obligations, you'll always have something to do. So, for example, let's say you're working on The Walking Dead in Atlanta. I don't even know if that show has another season coming out or what, or if it's even still filmed in Georgia. I have no idea. I'm just using it as an example of something that I once knew the location where it was filmed. The exact production doesn't matter. So let's say you're like, you're doing grip work. You're setting up stuff on the interior scenes. You do great work. It's totally solid. Nobody has any complaints. The director comes in and goes, "I like that man's work," or that woman's work if you're a woman. I don't want to be prejudiced or anything like that. And I don't want you to think I am. So I like that person's work. There we go. And you know what? They invite you back every season. And you say, "Yeah, yeah, I absolutely will work on your show." But then you get a phone call. And that phone call is, "Hello, this is Stephen King." That's not what it's Stephen King. Yeah, whatever. Castle Rock is making a new production. We need to fly you up to Maine. We hear you're the best grip there is. That's not what Stephen King sounds like. And you go, "Oh, yeah, that sounds great." Yeah, that'll be at the same time that your Walking Dead commitment's supposed to happen. And you go, "Okay, that's cool. I'll show up there. I'll just tell them I can't make it." And so now you flaked out on people. Is anybody in that community going to trust you to keep your obligations? Probably not. Probably not. They're probably going to go, "Oh, yeah, that person flaked out on us. They left us for greener pastures." Well, bleep them. Okay, so how does that translate into what I want to talk about? Because the series is titled Comichat, right? Comic Chat, whatever you want to say. It's about comic books. It's about comics, comic-related topics, comic-related things, themes, issues. That's kind of punny, isn't it? Issues, because comics come in issues. Never mind. Well, there's this campaign called Red Rooster. It opened up like in June or July last year, 2018. That's when I backed it. We are now like 16 months past the point where it was open. We are. Hold on, I got the Red Rooster campaign open on my other monitor over here. Let me just click to that so you can see. Estimated shipping, March 2019. You may realize that March of 2019 is 8 months in the past from now, going on 9 very soon. That was a long time ago. The book is very overdue. Now, I think I got this card in the summer. When I did, It bought them a lot of goodwill for the late book. Now, I admit, I'm not overly concerned with the lateness of this particular book. At least when I got this card, I wasn't. Because it was only like 3 months late. It's a crowdfunding book. They tend to run a little late no matter what the best of intentions are, no matter what the schedule is. There are exceptions. For example, Timothy Lim, like, I don't think he's been late on a single book. At least not late to the point where you consider it late, like late to the point where it's like, oh, the postal service took a little long to get it to me type stuff. All right, I've used the power of sticky notes to cover up addresses here so I can show this card to you. So this comes up, I get this out of the blue. Like, they don't say, hey, we're sending out you an apology card. They just sent out the card. That's incredibly powerful. Sending people a physical token as an apology, sending them something where it goes, hey, we're sorry, in an actual note on a piece of paper, that's incredibly powerful. That buys you a heckin' lot of goodwill. As we continue crafting reviews for Golden Age, Elizabeth and I would like to offer each campaign support a personal note of apology that the project is taking longer than we anticipated. We are sorry. We made some mistakes along the way. We learned from them. Great! That's fantastic. Except we learn from their own words, from their own admission, from Indiegogo on other campaigns, that no, there's not actually a problem. Boop. Look at that. You can still see the note up here. Isn't this clever? Yeah. Oh, picture in picture, man. So we learned that this, whatever's happening here, and the campaign's still going. Let's click over here. I'm sorry. The future of Red Rooster. Hello, everyone. Your book is late, and I'm deeply sorry. Boldface doesn't work, bro. I know what you're trying to convey there. It just doesn't work. Well, this is an excuse for the late delivery. I want to provide some context for how I lost control of the production schedule. It's because you got a better deal. Now, what was the story I just told about the guy who was doing stuff in Atlanta, and then he decided, oh, he wants to go work on some production for Stephen King in Maine? Pro tip: who's going to trust this guy? This dude, this fella, this person, if he's already flaked out on you once? Who would do that? Retail launches February 4th. Drawing existing fans with amazing entertainment and winning new fans of comics wasn't still is. And see, this is the problem for me. I am super sympathetic to what they're trying to do here. I get it. I absolutely do. I want them to be successful. I want to see comic books all over the place. I want this project right here to succeed. But you know what? My goodwill is spent. You took that $100,000 from the Indiegogo campaign. Oh, almost $200,000 because they didn't close it until like a week or two ago. Seriously, it's a year overdue, or a year since it was open, and you still had it in the in-demand store, raking in the cash? Come on, bro. Ship the dang chicken book. But I want them to succeed. Like, the goal of having some cool comics in stores where people can find them is a great goal. I know a lot of people are like, oh, comics are dead or whatever. Like, I understand that perspective, but I don't want to give that up without a fight. There's no reason to give that up without a fight. But here's the galling part. It sure sounds like you're going to be able to get Nora Saga, The Futurist, and Bass Reeves in a store, before you get your dang chicken book that you forked over money a year ago for. Why would I give you money for these other books? Especially when, theoretically, since these are going to be in a store, I'll be able to pick them up for like $5 because they're only 20-page comics. Why would I give you $60 when I can wait till next year and get them for $15? There's no goodwill left. There's no goodwill left from this awesome little note that will tell me, that will drive me to give you more money. And it's a shame because, like, Blake Northcott is one of the people working on these projects, and I absolutely have a ton of goodwill for her. She absolutely took care of me when I got a damaged book from her. It was the North Valley Grimoire. I still have the damaged book. It's in my desk drawer over there. She sent me a brand new copy, and I haven't sent this damaged book to anybody. I've just kept it because it's a perfect example. This is what the Canadian Post did to my book. They just chewed the bottom cover up. She sent me a brand new one, no questions asked. Just, hey, Elizibar, give me your address. That's a ton of goodwill. She could be like a year late on a project, and I would go, you know what? I had a serious problem one time, and she made it right. I trust her to make it right. But here, with the Brightwisers, with the Allegiance art campaign, with Red Rooster, I don't have that. I don't have that experience with them. All I have is a note that says, I'm sorry. And then months later, they put a note on the internet that says, I'm sorry. You can't apologize twice. You only get one apology. You get one chance to make something right. And if you don't make it right after that, nobody's going to trust you anymore. I sure don't. I sure don't. And the sad thing is, I like watching Mitt Brightweiser when he was like doing his little doodles and stuff on stream. Like, I thought that stuff was kind of cool because he has a very different approach to inking his little ink doodles in his sketchbook than any other artist I watch on YouTube. But since this campaign, I like unsubbed. I'm pretty sure I unsubbed from him on YouTube because I just don't care anymore. And that's the worst thing you can imagine. It's what's the saying? Oh, I don't remember who it's attributed to off the top of my head. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. When you go from being liked to hated, well, at least you're still being talked about. People still know who you are when you're hated. But when you lose that goodwill, and like what happened to me, you just fall into apathy, and the person doesn't care anymore, holy crap. That's a bad place for somebody who's actively trying to sell something. If somebody hates you, they might still buy your product just to hate the product. You know, whether they're burning the book or the CD or whatever, or they want to give it a bad review or something like that. They've still bought your product. But when they get to the point of apathy, they're not going to buy it. They don't like it enough to buy it. They don't hate it enough to buy it. They're just stuck in the middle, and they're going to keep their money in their wallet. Don't lose that customer goodwill, because when you do, it impacts your future projects. Red Rooster raised almost 200 grand, 160 of which was done in like the first month when the book was live, when the book was really the thing, and everybody was like, oh man, we're going to get this chicken book in spring. We're going to get our chicken book. We're going to get our chicken book, man. Now, we see that the chicken book was just a ploy. And look, yeah, they've met their $25,000 goal to fund the art and stuff of this book. But 39 grand? That's a lot less money than Red Rooster made. That is a whole lot less money. You're not funding a company with, what, how many people they have worked on this? Like 6, 8, 10, something like that? 10 people on 30 grand, 40 grand? Like, it's a good thing that you have that order for 1 million comics coming, because you've burned a lot of goodwill to get there. And it's a shame that you did, because you didn't need to. You absolutely didn't need to. I understand, I do a lot of stressful work where you have to deal with competing priorities, where you have like 3 things that are all critical, all due at the same time, and you have to juggle them. That's when you reach out and you get help. I know, and you're thinking, yeah, but help would cost money. Yeah, it would. But you know what? You could have preserved your goodwill. You cannot put a price on customer goodwill. Timothy Lim, I got a copy of Walmite. It was absolutely mangled. It was just like the book was ruined. No questions asked. He sent me a new one. It wasn't even just a new one. He signed it. He not only said, hey, Elizibar, you have a problem. You have a problem. I will make it better. And I will make it better than just better. Peter Samedi, I just told my Alterna story the other day. He absolutely, I had a, in case you missed it, book, Adam Wreck Part 1, and the pages were uncut. Next time he sent me stuff, he just sent me a new one. You know how much goodwill that bought him? If Timothy Lim is late, I'm not going to complain. If Peter Samedi, for whatever reason, has a problem, like, in fact, he's having a problem now with printers, his printer flaked out on him, you know what? You know what? I'm not worried. I believe he will make it right. If there's ever a problem, he will fix it. That's what they have. I am willing to unquestionably throw money at them because I know they will make it right. They will fix any problems that occur. They will make sure that, hey, that Elizibar dude, he's taken care of. That unknown person over here who purchased my product, person X will be taken care of. I'm not sure I can get that service from the Brightwisers. And I wish I could say that I did, because I absolutely want to see more comic books in more places, in more stores, around the country, around the world, everywhere. Because I really like the comic book medium. Combining graphics, some beautiful, beautiful graphics in some cases, with prose is fantastic. It's one of the great American inventions. All right, if I keep going, I'm just going to start like circling back on myself, and we're not going to make it anywhere. You all have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If this is your jam, if you look at this and you go, you know what, this stuff sounds pretty cool, absolutely go back this project. I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing it. I'm just trying to explain why taking care of your customers, treating them right, is more important than covering your butt. So, yeah, you all take care of yourselves. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Seriously, you got the call at Christmas, a few days before Christmas. What were you doing between July and Christmas of last year? Red Rooster's only like an 80-page book, bro. It's only like an 80-page book. Seriously. It's sad.